Good morning. Nice and early. Look where we are. Prague. About 6 AM. 4:55 flight out of Kyiv, and we're off to Plzen. So we're back. We're back in Prague for the first time since 2018. The first ever Nations League game that Ukraine played in. And we're back at the train station because Ukraine aren't playing in Prague. This one's only about an hour and 15 minutes by train, so we're off to Plzen, the home of Pilsner, beer that I'm not a particularly big fan of, but nonetheless, let's see what it's saying. Welcome to Plzen. Straight out of the train station behind me, as you can see, and very small town, and as you can see right there in the distance, the old stadium where what we've come to see. Zbirna aren't staying too far away from it. Actually, that's the hotel right there, Vienna House. And then we're off into the centre of town. Got a few hours to kill before we check into the hotel. I think the only big thing around here is it looks a bit similar to Prague, the main square, and obviously the beer, Pilsner. I mean, I'm not a big fan, but we'll have to see what it's saying. First signs of the old Pilsner. As you can see, the hotel. It's been a nice step. Really interesting. I mean, we're not hanging around there. What's the point? See some sights, if there are any. Here's the old team. Just stumbled upon them. Picturesque. Here we are, main square. St. Bartholomew's. And this is just like one of those typical Czech squares. And just Zbirna going for their daily walk, stretch their legs. It's hot, I can tell you that, and I'm wearing this bloody sweatshirt. Need to go to my hotel in a bit, but you know how it is. We gotta join with the gang whilst they're around. Good old Petrakov. Here's where the old Czechs are staying. Right opposite the old beer museum. We'll be back later. Just checked into my hotel. Dunno. It's a bit weird in here. 33 quid a night, so it's not even bloody cheap. I'm here for 2 nights. So here's the bathroom. I'm wondering where the fuck's the toilet? Well, apparently it's out in the corridor and you get a separate, like, your own bathroom. What idiot built this? Who knows? But you got your own shower, no amenities, no shelf to even put your soap and stuff. Luckily I brought some. 2 glasses, of course. And this stuff. Wonderful. Luckily I won't be spending much time in here. Bloody hell, just had a bit of a rest in the old hotel. Right behind me there. I'm walking about the 5-minute walk to the stadium. This stadium is actually so slap bang in the middle of like the city centre. It's just strange, to be honest, and I've come the wrong way. We're off to the stadium. Press conference time. Let's see if Petrakov can understand what we're saying this time round.
Добрий вечір. Чи Шапаренко сьогодні зіграв так, щоб отримав конкретну позицію у стартовому складі в майбутній матчі?
Hotel's a bit dodge. That toilet is just already annoying me. But if we carry on going, if you look through the trees, down this little tunnel, you've got the lights. literally a 2-minute walk from the hotel and the city centre in general. That's the thing. Czech Republic, whenever they play Ukraine, because they're usually during a Nations League match or something else, never really take it too seriously with the venue. Out of town, not in Prague, and one of those. But let's just see what's going on. Today's press conference is online only, which means a good old Zoom tune in, and I'm the only sort of journalist, you can say, who's travelled, but not too much that's new about that. Victoria Plzen's home ground, the Dusan Arena. Players in jovial mood, enjoying themselves. Well, that was an interesting press conference, but as usual, not much to say. What do the press usually get to see? Just the team jogging around. It's more of an opportunity for photographers to get a few shots that can be used in the build-up to tomorrow's game. But in general, you don't get to see much new. No indication of team news or anything like that. Maybe injuries, but in general, nothing too insightful, obviously, because otherwise then these training sessions would be all closed because all the secrets would be getting out. And here we go, Petrakov out to jog with his team, as is now customary. Lovely little sunset, perfect weather out here. Cute little stadium in general. Not sure how full it's going to be tomorrow, but as a whole, works pretty well with the colour scheme of the Czech Republic and Victoria Plzen. If you go in the upper T, you can actually see that tower behind the stand a bit better. Pretty cool. And well, we're hoping for a win. Petrakov wants a win to get a positive, moving, going ahead of the October World Cup qualifiers. We'll see what happens. From the outside, hotel's not too bad. Pretty cute, but old AF, as they say. And then just check around here. A nice little background of the tower, little courtyard. Now we're walking through Old Town of Pilsner, whatever you want to call it. Little dusk. Hoping for some nice weather tomorrow. But yeah, so we're back at the main square where we were earlier with the squad. Old St. Bartholomew's. Nice fountains. I'm going to a corner shop. So just went into a corner shop, but it's owned by Tesco. So any UK fans, you know what that is. They've got Tesco Express here, but with one S. But here's the actual Czech Coca-Cola that if anyone watches Bald and Bankrupt, he always goes on about it because he lives in Prague. Whenever, who cares? Let's see what this is all about, because I've heard it's just a rip-off Coca-Cola. Here goes. Oh, that's like tastes like Indian sweets. You know, when during like Diwali and that sort of stuff with the cinnamon and cardamom, proper. It doesn't taste like Coca-Cola at all. I wouldn't. If someone gave that to me, I just think, yeah, a bit aniseedy even. That is quite nice as an alternative to Coca-Cola if you need one. Bought a melon version as well, which we'll try later, but impressed. Rating though, about a 6 out of 10. Probably wouldn't be drinking this on the regs, but refreshing after a long day. Hotel room looks slightly less grim when you turn this disgusting light on. Some interesting art. And then through these curtains, which actually don't cover half the window anyway. But hey ho, you've got the, if it focuses, lovely view out here. With that tower out the back. The old hotel courtyard. Beautiful in general. And obviously a bit of kafala. Good morning from Plzen. So it's day 2 here in the Czech Republic. Back on the main square. Going for a bit of breakfast slash lunch. See what's going on around here. Beautiful weather. A lot warmer than in Kiev at the moment, that's for sure. And although it's quite a big city, still relatively small amount of people out and about. Well, it is a Wednesday, I guess. You know, let's see what it has to offer. I think first Plzen of the day is in order. Then we're going to head to the brewery in a bit. So here's Jesus, some of the sleeping disciples, just outside of St. Bartholomew's Cathedral, first established in 1295, along the same time as the city itself. Pretty cool. And then got some nice sort of Gothic architecture around these parts, lovely little red roofed buildings. And there's upkeep, like there's people cleaning the fountains, making sure it doesn't look crap. And the same with that statue over here. There was a lot of work going on yesterday when I was walking around. Very interesting. And if you can look up there, like very intricate art on the walls. Pretty cool. Beautiful. You've got the old water tower right there, commemorated to Joseph Skoda, as a physician who used to work at Vienna University and lived next door. So, what now? I'm going to go for a little bit of a walk, see what the town's about. It's very calm here. Unlike Prague or anywhere else where it's literally so tourist heavy, it just makes you feel sick. But yeah, I'm enjoying Plzen so far. And here's where we're going for lunch. So here we are for lunch. Umansfelder, which I can only assume is the name of whoever founded this or something nearby and local. First Plzen of the day, unfiltered. Don't fully know what that means. Hopefully we'll find out when we go on the old brewery tour. But yeah, delicious. I'm waiting for some ribs to come in. Let's see what they're saying. Because I'm not the biggest fan of Czech cuisine anyway. It's a bit basic for me. Very roast dinnery type grandma cooking that just doesn't really do it. So we'll see. But nonetheless, looking forward to it. Yes, marinated ribs. Some mustard that I probably won't be eating, and some nice sides. I love these in the old kebabs, so let's see what they're saying. Very tender. Got some ribs. That is delicious. Top notch. The old kebab chilies, love it. Forget about that, it's okay. That's decent. Tell you what, let's test this mustard out, which I hate mustard. That tastes pretty American, so I'll take that. Jolly good job. Yeah, we've left that for obvious reasons. Not a fan of horseradish, but that mustard was delicious. Better than American mustard. In general, probably some of the best ribs I've ever had. None of that barbecue shit. Decent sauce. Beer to wash it all down. Can't lie, I feel bloody stuffed after that. Mainly probably due to the beer. But overall, that was a delicious meal. Can't lie. 8 out of 10, probably in terms of taste. Decent ribs, fall off the bone kind of thing. And the little side vegetables and all that kind of crap. Pretty decent as well. I like pickled chili things that you get in the kebabs, so that was decent. Overall, yeah, cost about 13 quid in total for a beer, Pepsi and that meal. A bit dear, but one of the better restaurants in town, 7th on TripAdvisor. Number 1's like about 2 or 3 kilometres outside, so in general not too bad of a city, like not rough, or a few tramps around and all that, but don't be touching that needle. But hey ho, what are you going to expect from a bridgy underpass that isn't even that dodgy? You can see these towers miles on end. The old beer towers from Plzen. Decent. Let's see if there's a tour on in English, because they're on very rarely, like once or twice a day. The rest are in Czech or German. Fair enough, we are in Czechia after all. Bit windy, just finished the old tour, walking tour all around the old plants and all that kind of thing. Not really the easiest to film, but for a tenner you can't really go wrong. Nice little bit of beer testing at the end. First ever beer in the world was brewed here, invented here, pale lager. Oh, maybe not first beer, but the beer that everyone drinks right now, 2/3 of the world's beer, was essentially born here by a German guy. And it's obviously called Pilsner because this place at the time was part of Bohemia. It was called Plzen in German. Now it's called Plzen. So quite an interesting 80 minutes walking around. Done. Might have a look at the beer museum that they've got here, which is slightly different. That's more of the old school kind of thing, that kind of stuff. We'll take a look at that before kick-off of the game. Victoria Mamilovana. So we're at the stadium. It's about an hour and 45 till kickoff. That's all the Ukraine fans are going to be visiting. Wasn't actually expecting any Ukraine fans, but turns out they're actually allowed to come in. Probably the ones that live in Czech Republic. There's a bit of a decent sized diaspora here. So already seen a few milling around, apparently 1,000 in attendance, but we'll see about that once it's kick-off. As you can see, dusk is setting. Looks pretty nice. The old Dusan or Stadion Mistre or something. basically City Stadium, which is owned by a sponsor. I'm not entirely sure what Dusan is. I've been trying to work it out, but find out on the old Google, but not much is popping up. So yeah, it's building up, but I mean, you wouldn't be able to tell there's a football match going on. It is a friendly with a lot of changes expected from both sides, so you can understand why there's not that much of a hype or interest around this one. Maybe if it was World Cup qualifier, Nations League game or anything else, might be a bit more hype around it all. Українців багато. Lots of Ukrainians here. I'd say potentially even more than the Czechs, but we'll see once we're inside the stadium. But generally, there's a lot of people who work here, either in the beer factories, the car manufacturing plants, all that kind of thing. Not only in Plzen, but across the Czech Republic that have come for this game. Match day. Well, I'm going to have to cut this anyway because of the music, but big game, looking full, a lot of Ukrainian flags. I think it's going to be a top match. Here's a press lunch box, sandwich, a bottle of water. Very limited today. It's ham and salad. There's my seat. There's the view of the pitch. Sandwich. Not bad. What can I say? I would have liked a coffee, but beggars can't be choosers. So, what are we going to say about that first half? Well, Spain are playing quite well. Kornienko debut goal, really nice move. Zinchenko, Timchik, out to Kornienko and he didn't miss. Boyko's been pretty lucky in his goal. 2 chances where Czech Republic probably should have scored, but somehow it's not gone in and Ukraine live to see another day. Let's see how the second half pans out. Hopefully Grisnik on, get his debut, maybe Buletsa and even Pocherhin. That'll be really interesting to see. Those are the other players we've been wanting to have a look at. But some great atmosphere being channeled from Ukraine fans, a lot of them inside the stadium, probably a lot louder than the Czech fans.
Następnie střídal také Česká. Česká republika!
Czech Republic, the last minute of added time, just like Ukraine did back in 2018 when they played. Ukraine got the winner, but that is gutting. Disappointing final result. Everyone's gone, the teams have gone, all the players have gone. Nice for the Czech living Ukrainians to See an alright performance, but sadly taken away from them at the very death. Here we are, though, waiting until October. Finland, Helsinki awaits. But yeah, this mini trip to Plzen's been fun. Bit of beer, bit of football. What more can you say?
Ja ж nie волшебник, rozumiesz?
Ultimately, one of them. First vlog, how'd it go? Got a lot to, learn, work on, but hopefully it turned out alright. Back to Kyiv now, and more stuff in Ukraine. Wanted to end this vlog back in Plzen, but as I'm back in Prague, flying back to Kyiv shortly, well, this evening, I thought, why not come to a bit of a Ukrainian place to round off this trip. There's a lot of Ukrainians in Czech Republic, but also, as little known fact, that after Lenin, the person who, with no religious ties of any sort, the most statued person in the entire world, is famous Ukrainian poet Taras Shevchenko, and obviously Prague is no exception to this.